guys, I'm going to do two videos for you. This first one is going to be just a general review of time, and the second one is going to be how to figure out times such as 1 hour later, 2 hours later, 30 minutes later, things like that. So this first one is going to be just a basic review, and we're going to review the parts of a clock, mostly the hands and how to read them. Okay, the first thing that we need to go over is the hands. There are two hands on this clock. A lot of times there are three hands. There's one that shows seconds, but we don't have one of those on this clock. Okay, so this is the hour hand. It is the short hand, and it is the hand that you're always going to read first. So when you start trying to read a clock to figure out the time, you want to find the short hand first. Now, you are going to read hours by the big numbers on the clock. So there are only 12 choices for hours. It could be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 12 o'clock. All of these happen twice a day. You have a 12 o'clock a.m. and a 12 o'clock p.m. Okay, so all of them happen twice. The next thing that we need to talk about is the minute hand. Okay, the minute hand is the long hand, and it is what you read second on the clock. Also, you don't use the 1, 2, 3. You have to count by fives to read the minutes. For example, this we would read as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. There are no minutes past 60. For example, you will never see a time that is 1:63 because that is actually impossible. Okay, now we're going to try to read a few times. This should be review for everyone. You first learned how to do this in kindergarten or first grade. Okay, when the hour hand is pointing at the 2 and the minute hand is pointing at the 12, we say this is 2 o'clock. Whenever the long hand or the minute hand is pointing at the 12, you always say it's o'clock, and that looks like 0, 0 after the colon. If we move our hour hand, this would be 6 o'clock. This would be 8 o'clock. This would be 10 o'clock, and so on. All right, the next thing that we learned was half past the hour or 30. Whenever the minute hand is pointing at the 6, we say that it's 30. That goes after the colon, so it would be colon 30. And whenever the minute hand is on the 30, the hour hand will be in between two numbers. For example, this would be 10:30 because you can see that the small hand or the hour hand is between the 10 and 11. It has not gotten to the 11 yet, so it can't be 11:30. It still has to be 10 o'clock, and it is in fact 10:30. If we move our hour hand between the 1 and the 2, this would be 1:30. And if we move our hour hand between the 5 and the 6, this would be 5:30. Then we learned that we could read all of the minutes by fives. All right, so let's put our hour hand here. I'm going to have to hold it because you know Judy's hands like to fall down because she's old. We'll put the hour hand here, and I'll hold the minute hand here on the 3. Okay, so this time would be 7:15 because we read the hour hand or the shorthand first. The hour hand is pointing at the 7. It hasn't gotten to the 8 yet, so it can't be 8:15. And then we count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. And so that is how we get our time. Let's try another one. Let's put... You can hear my dog growling in the background. He's not a big fan of the mail, which comes around this time. All right, so this is our new time. Now this is a little bit tricky. The hour hand is pointing almost at the 11, but it has not gotten to the 11 yet, so it is still 10 o'clock for the hour. And then our minute hand is pointing at the 9. This time is 10:45. It can't be 11:45 because, as I said just a minute ago, the hour hand has not gotten past the 11 yet. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, we're gonna read the shorthand first, or the hour hand, which is pointing to the 12. And then we read the minute hand next, so we know it's 12, and then we count by 5s. So that would be 12:05. And then let's do one more of these. Let's do this one. This is one of the hardest ones. Okay. So let's look at our hour hand first, which is still pointing to the 3. It's getting really close to pointing to the 4, but it is not there yet. So this is still 3 o'clock. And then if we count by 5s, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So this would be 3:55. Now a lot of people want to put that this is 4:55, but 4:55 would look like this. It would almost be to the 5. Okay, this would be 4:55. So hopefully that review helped you a little bit. If you are wanting the part where you move around the times, I'm going to do that next. So hang on just a second and I'm going to make another video for y'all.